Hello, and welcome to Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 677. Good to have you all on this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings. We are continuing where we left off last week with The Devil in Me. The chat was telling me that I was going to finish it last week, so I went and played an extra 40, 50 minutes or so. But yeah, I don't think we were actually as close to the ending as I was led to believe. So we've got a bit of game to play tonight. I don't know how long we have left in that game. Maybe it's a good 3 hours or so. Maybe it's only an hour and a half. If it's the latter and not the former, then I'll have something as a backup to play to fill in the time. That's the plan. Remember, tomorrow I'm going to continue with my charity live stream. For those of you who have missed my broadcasts all this week, I have been streaming live for charity. That's right, I've been accepting donations for St. Jude's cancer research as part of Fallout for Hope. We had a broadcast Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Today is Scotch and Smoke Rings, and so I'm not broadcasting for charity. Today's just a normal, regular broadcast. But if you want to continue to donate for charity, I do have a link to the St. Jude's donate page in the description of this live stream and the video later, in case you would like to donate. You guys have been extremely generous. All this week, we're already at over $7,000 in donations for charity, and they keep coming in. You guys keep on donating even when I'm offline, and that's so incredibly exciting to see. Now, tomorrow I did have an interview lined up, but sadly, Keith, whom I was interviewing, had a scheduling conflict, and so he had to postpone it until next week sometime. So instead, tomorrow I'm just going to have another charity live stream. We'll play a little bit of Fallout 76, trying to get the revolver for my little cowgirl character, and we'll continue to play some of the other games that we've been enjoying throughout the charity live stream. What I like to do during my charity live streams is explore many of the games that we really haven't had a chance to play throughout the year. Games that really wouldn't fit in my streaming schedule, but games that are interesting. Games that are quirky. I mean, we played Goat Simulator, Surgeon Simulator, and I Am Bread. So, yeah, typically not regular Oxhorn fare, but a lot of fun. Nonetheless, I'm thinking on Friday we'll do more Bendy and the Ink Machine, more, which actually is probably a great fit for Scotch and Smoke Rings, more Viscera Cleanup Detail. There's a Santa's Workshop DLC that we've been really enjoying. And then there's one other game that I wanted to try playing, so we'll try that tomorrow as well. In other good news, I have been making wonderful progress on my lore series. I finally finished capturing all of the footage for my lore series, and it's over 20 hours worth of gameplay footage just for this one faction ending. It's been a lot to get through. That said, I have been working on the intro video all day today, and it's almost done. So I don't know when the next episode is going to come out, because next week is like the week before Christmas, and it's just chaotic over here in the Oxhorn household, so I don't know if I'm going to actually have time to get it done by this coming weekend, or next weekend, but you know, definitely by the first of the year, maybe. Like, maybe I'll have the first episode in the beginning of the new year. We'll see. In a couple of weeks, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I will have a new episode in my lore series ready for all of you. But in the meantime, right now it's Scotch and Smoke Rings. What kind of show would it be without Scotch and without Smoke Rings? Today I'm drinking some 10-year-old Lafroig. It's been a while since I've had Lafroig on the program. Cheers. And I'm all out of rum, so we're just having Coke. And the first cigar up today, it's just a famous private selection. It's not an expensive cigar or a good cigar by any means, but it's a perfectly acceptable standard cigar, and so that's what we're smoking today. Good to see everybody on Facebook today. Matthew, Jessica, Jared, Luciano, Jake, Roman, Luke, and Jonah. Again, I don't know why stars aren't working, but I'm so grateful that you're all watching live on Facebook today. And of course, it's great to see all of the regulars, the members, and the Patreon supporters on YouTube today. Snowman, No Name, JJ Laneberry, Andy O, Jake Wood, Random Fandom, Sarah Rieger, I am G Snap. And John M. with the first super chat of the day says, "This stream is always the highlight of my week." Well, thank you very much, John M. Extremely kind. I always really enjoy it too. I mean, what other? I've made the perfect excuse for me to smoke and drink and play video games, and this is why I do the program. It's great. Whatever Tube says, Ox, play on, my good sir. It's been too long. Enclave in space, and also Hollow Earth. I'm digging the charity deal you got going on. Good stuff. Faux news? Fallout news. Fallout news? I don't know. Is there any Fallout news? You should know by now that when it comes to news, I'm not really on top of things. I tend to find out the latest in gaming news from you guys in the broadcast. So yeah, I don't really stay on top of it. I mean, I probably should, given my chosen profession, but I'm just so busy with my content. I mean, what kind of? I don't have time to keep up with the gaming news of the day. Moody Exorcist with a gold derby and a member for 32 months says, "Hi Ox, my husband is starting his 4th round of chemo soon, and this year has been rough on us both. Could you give him some encouragement? Love your vids." Thank you, Moody Exorcist. I'm really sorry to hear about what's going on with you and your husband. 4th round of chemo, I mean, the first round is bad enough news. To have to go through a 4th round, that's absolutely heartbreaking. I'm so sorry to hear that. Well, I hope, but another thing is that if he's strong enough to have gotten through 3 rounds, he's strong enough to get through a 4th round. And I'm sure that your presence right next to him is only helping him. So keep on trucking, both of you. Keep us in the loop. Come back and let me know how things are going. And I'm glad you were able to share that with us on the community today. Random Fandom says, "Who will die and who will get a balloon? It's anyone's guess. I can't believe I kept everyone alive until last episode. Then I killed 3 of the 5 characters." So yeah, 2 characters left to go. Will I kill them all? We'll see. We'll see. Wade Speakerman says, "Good evening, Ox. Having a dark and stormy Kraken and ginger beer and smoking a nice Maduro Arturo Fuente. Hoping everything goes smoothly this evening. Cheers all." Thank you, Wade. Cheers back at you. I'm just grateful and glad that I haven't had any internet connectivity issues all week. It would have been awful for that to happen while I was doing my charity live streams, but so far I've been lucky. Now, let me check real quick to see if I have a new emoji slot open. Not sure if I do, but I was going to check before the broadcast and didn't get a chance. I know that we got a bunch of new subscribers, so I'm just going to see if we've got one open. If not, I'll let you know exactly how many we need. All right, so it looks like I need 67 more members before I'm able to open up the next emoji slot. So it's one of those things where the temporary memberships are awesome, but they don't last very long. So people get them and then they expire, and we've got this cascading series of new members and then expired members. So yeah, that number keeps fluctuating, but we're at 67. Once I'm able to cross that barrier, I can upload another emoji. Then, let's see. Whoa, flew off the screen there. Julian Zia says, "Hi, Ox. So good to see you on the Scotch and Smoke Rings. Hope you're well. It's been a great week of streams. Thanks for what you do. Great news on your lore series. Can't wait." Yeah, I'm really grateful that I'm finally through the thick of most of this and able to start working on the actual episodes sometime next week. Rachel says, "We'll give him gold and frankincense, but wait, there's myrrh. But wait, there's more." Nice. Matthew Bryan on Facebook in all caps says, "Do not bring up internet connectivity while it is working correctly. Never tempt fate." Well, I tend to fly in the face of common convention, and I shall tempt fate. Comcast, you jerk! I dare you! I probably shouldn't do that. That would be bad. No, Comcast, please, Comcast, just be nice. You've been great all week. Just leave me alone today. Matthew Ryan says, maybe try PC Building Simulator 1 or 2. PC Building Simulator. Well, I mean, they've got a simulator for everything these days, don't they? Interesting. Might have to check it out. Ashamed Spork says, Howdy Ox, hope you're well tonight. I'm so excited I had to share that I started my homemade crochet item business this week, and I already have my first commission. A homemade crochet business, that's awesome. How wonderful is it that you're able to turn your hobby and your passion into a business? That is so great. Well, good luck to you. I hope you're able to make really creative, unique designs and that you get lots and lots of business. Again, congratulations, Ashamed Spork. Alt Grendel says, my sister was upset that I gave her a gift containing pictures of her past boyfriends. Heck, she asked for an Xbox. Scotch. It's time. An Xbox. Pictures of past boyfriends. Love it. No Name says, I asked God for a bike, but I know God doesn't work that way, so I stole a bike and asked God for forgiveness. Seems to me like you have found a glitch in the system there, because he does forgive sins if you're truly repentant. That's the kicker. Julian Z says, also, Ox, did you hear the news that a lab in California performed a successful nuclear fusion? I know it may be a while, but it's cool to think we may see things like fusion reactors and fusion cores in our lifetime. Yeah, I mean, I did read about that. For the first time, they were actually able to get more energy out than they put into a reaction. That's stunning and phenomenal, and it's huge, huge news. So we can only hope that that technology progresses further. Wow. Oh, okay. Oh my God. It looks like everybody is. I'm just getting to all of these new memberships. Shadows 787 just gifted 50 Oxhorn memberships to the community. Holy cow. 50. Wow. Thank you, Shadow 787, and congratulations to Jason POS, Elena Rosas, Sith Gasm, Larza Redo, Stephen Harpfum Fox, Gods of War 5, Death Fox, Space Core, Roden, Samuel DeLeon, Amanda Ray, Alan Campos, Ryan McWilliams, Jello Rusty Bird, Christopher Estrada, Thomas Guy, Michael Peck, Caramel Biscuit, AAM1053, Biohazard, Jessica Face, Ronnie Austin, Teal, McClennan, Pyromythical, Kyle Saylor, Christy J, Dick Ornelas, Dean Sandstorm, David Gray, Blip Blop Blue, Apon Chrysorex, I'm probably butchering that one, Garfield Jenkins, JJH, Frederico Periaria, I butchered that one as well, Runs in Circles, Ryan Soboleski, David Crilly, Martin Machaski, Walkerson, Will Edgar, Jay DiCarlo. Oh my God, that's amazing. And it probably keeps going, but now we're getting into the super chats. Hat on the Cat says, will you be ending the stream early when you finish the game today? Looks like you were close to the end last week. I haven't decided. It depends on how tired I am. If I'm absolutely exhausted and I feel like I need some sleep in time for my live stream on Friday, because it is a charity stream, then yes, I will end it early. If I feel like I got some more fuel in me, then I'll continue on with something else. Wade Speakerman says, it's dad joke time. What do you call an Irishman who was bulletproof? Rick O'Shea. Wade Speakerman, thank you for that one. And the donation memberships from Shadow 787 continue. Daniel, Redondo, Alan Lemus, Paul Esk, George Morgan, Lenny, Warren, J90 Lurch, Ryan Gonzalez, Dylan's Gaming, Vanguard, Corsair. Is that at Isaac? No, and then that was from Greg. Did Greg do it as well? Greg gifted 1 Oxhorn membership. Thank you very much, Greg. Extremely kind. And congratulations to Isaac for that one. Well, I mean, that's not 67, but that's doggone close. I'm going to refresh it to see if the numbers are are registering all of the new memberships that we just got. Hold on a second. Gotta refresh the page here. It takes a little while because I'm broadcasting, but in just a second it's going to pop on up here. In the meantime, while it's loading, I'm going to read more of these super chats. Daniel Holmes says, "Hey Ox, how are you? Was excited to see you play Hard Space Shipbreaker. I hope you continue playing on your own time. Has a great story on corporate greed and union building." I know, I was really impressed with their storytelling at the very beginning of the game. It looks like a game. I don't know if it's a game that I could really get passionate about, just because the shipbreaking aspect of it, while intriguing, I think would get a bit repetitive for me. But the world that they've created looked really interesting, and the entire beginning was just really epic with the music and then what they do to your body. It was just really well done. So I definitely wanted to share it, and maybe I'll play it in my own time. Cleansed in Fire says, "Sorry, but it has to be said. That sweater makes you look like Freddy Krueger." Really? Did Freddy Krueger wear a sweater like this? You think you'll be able to keep them alive tonight? I don't know. See, the thing is, I get into the groove of a game, and then I got to stop playing it for a week, because I got to save it for Scotch and Smoke Rings. And then I start it up the next week, and I'll have forgotten a little bit, and I got to get back into the roll of things. But the game doesn't know that I took a week off, and it throws me right into a life or death situation. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I've got 2 characters left. I'm going to do my best to keep them alive. All right, let me check on these emojis real quick. Oh, wow. It registered them. I need 11 more, and then I can upload a new emoji. 11 more, and I can upload a brand new emoji. I've got, let's see, 3 more emojis made that I haven't been able to upload yet due to the limits of my channel right now. Ashbot says, "Evening Ox, me and my husband wear our Thanks Killer shirts and snuggle up for Scotch and Smoke Rings. It's our Thursday night tradition. I am so humbled and honored to be a part of your family's Thursday night tradition." That's amazing. And I'm glad you've got couples Thanks Killer shirts. I'm sure people out of the loop are probably going to think, what? Okay. But I'm in the loop, so I think it's adorable. Adrian Parker says, "Hey Ox, hope the day went well. Glad to catch the stream. Excited for the Fallout interview next week. Cheers to you, good sir." Thank you very much, Adrian Parker. I appreciate it. I can't wait for the interview next week. Hope it goes well. No Name says, "Just because nobody complains doesn't mean all parachutes are perfect." If one fails, well, you don't get a complaint from it, that's for sure. Greg donated another... Greg donated... I'm just now getting to the membership that Greg donated and the one that Isaac got. Thank you so much, Isaac. Rachel says, "What are the kids and pets getting for Christmas?" Well, I couldn't say on camera because I am not Santa. And sometimes the kids will look up my live streams afterwards. Like yesterday, my son snuck on camera while I was in the other room greeting my daughter when she got back from the bus. And he had apparently a nice conversation with all of you. You were telling him that he needed a beard, which confused him a little bit. He's like, "I don't have a beard." But that was a lot of fun. That said, I don't think if I knew what they were getting for Christmas, I definitely couldn't say it on camera. But I'm sure Santa will get them some really nice things. Miss Silver Fox gifted 5 Oxhorn memberships. Awesome, Miss Silver Fox. Thank you. Crimson Chowco, congratulations. And congratulations to Peter Haddon, Surface Level, Lloyd Stir, and Sean Stacy. Awesome. Thomas Kennedy, became a Silver Ox. Thank you so much, Thomas. Greg gifted 5 more Oxhorn memberships. Wow. Thank you, thank you, Greg, and congratulations to Kimosabi, The Grey Gamer, Rusty, Raphael's Way, and Native Soldier. That's amazing. Chris M says, "Did you hear about the farmer who became a musician after his entire harvest was infected?" Yeah, he had a lot of sick beets. He was a beet farmer. Those are sick, sick beets. Robert says, Ox, thanks for streaming for charity this week. Watching the variety is great. 76 can be hit or miss, but I'm enjoying watching and playing the Nuka World DLC. Thank you very much, Robert. And yeah, I gotta say, I enjoyed the Nuka World DLC. I enjoyed it for what it was, not what I wanted it to be. Obviously, if I had had my own choice, I would love a new story-driven narrative DLC for Fallout 76, much along the lines of Wastelanders or, the Broken Steel and Broken Dawn. Or Fractured... What was it? Fractured Steel? I forget. But that said, it wasn't pretending to be a big story-driven, rich DLC. It was an event-based DLC. They wanted to give us more events, and they threw in enough story and context to support those events to make it seem sense. So, as far as the events themselves go, they were fun. Like, I had a great time. I don't think I want to grind them, but doing them a couple of times was a lot of fun, and I'm glad it's there, and I'm glad I can enjoy it. Ashamed Spork gifted 5 Oxhorn memberships to the community. That's amazing, Ashamed Spork. And congratulations to Josh, Sarah, Dova, Critter, and Atana. Okay, I think that might push us over. Which emoji should I upload? That's a tough one. Which would they like more? I mean, they'd like them all. Okay, I'll do that one. I've got to refresh the page real quick. Just 1 second while the page refreshes, and I can continue to read Super Chats while it refreshes. Then I'll add them up. Ghost Boner says, I once swallowed a dictionary. It was the sorest throat I ever had. It was the sorest throat I ever had. I once swallowed a dictionary. It was the sorest... Oh. All right, I'm uploading the emojis over here. Hold on a second. What does it say? I need one more. Either it's slow and it hasn't registered them all or something, or my math is off, but it says it needs one more, but surely I've seen way more than that come in. I'll check again in just a little bit. Brandon Beltfed says, I'm excited to announce that I finally started a band. We're called 999 Megabytes, but we still haven't got a gig. Cheers, he says. Oh, 999 megabytes, and we haven't got a gig. Love it. Oh, God. Nicely done, Brandon Beltfed. No Name says it takes a lot of balls to golf the way I do. I imagine it would. You know, when I go golfing, I use a lot of balls as well. Typically, it's putt-putt golfing. I don't do a lot of golfing. I've been putt-putt golfing on occasion, but when I putt-putt golf, I putt-putt lots of balls. Just because, you know, it's hard to keep your balls, at least the ones you come in with. You've got to go find others. Otherwise, you run out of balls. And nobody wants to putt-putt without any balls. Chininator became a gold ox. Thank you. Hiya Oxhorn, says Chininator. Hey there, Chininator. So good to see you. The Wandering Turian became a silver ox. Thank you, The Wandering Turian. Whatever Tube says, how do we gift memberships? I'm so confused. Play on. I believe you can only do it on the PC. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're watching on the PC, there's a little... there's a little icon under the player with a $sign on it, and you can gift memberships to other viewers. Cannabis Sewer says, don't be worried about your smartphone and television collecting your data. Your vacuum has been gathering dirt on you for years now. Love you, Ox. Thank you, Cannabis Sewer. Though, to be fair, it may be gathering dirt, but it's not gathering dirt on me. I try to keep the dirt from the vacuum cleaner apart from me. No Name says, forget Nuka World. Santabot is why we're here. We all love Santabot. This is true. Greg gifted 1 Oxhorn membership, and congratulations to NXAs NX Hayes for getting that membership. Okay, that should do it. Let's check real quick. Okay, hold on. I got to refresh here. And it's refreshing. And it's almost done. Okay, let me see. Can I upload another? Yes! Okay, I gotta find it. There it is. Okay. All right, it should be live. I'm going to test it out in the chat. Wait, how does this work? I don't even know. I can't find it over here. Oh, you did it! You found it! Hey, you guys found it. Okay, great. I couldn't figure out how to do it on my own channel, but we got it. You guys figured it out. Great, so there we go. There's the brand new emoji. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks to everybody who donated those memberships. It now says I need 100 more to upload another one. So I don't know what the stepping scale is for those, but I've got 2 more. If eventually we get to that point, I'll upload them. But for now, we can enjoy the ones we've got. Thank you all for your contributions and for supporting the channel. Sarah says, what are you thinking of playing tomorrow? Well, tomorrow, I want to continue with Bendy and the Dark Revival. Let's see, there's another game that I downloaded recently. Teardown. It's a game called Teardown. I didn't get a chance to play it yet, but I didn't get a chance to stream it yet. But when I tested it, it was pretty fun. So I'd like to do that. I want to finish up cleaning the Santa's workshop in Viscera cleanup to detail, and so that's the plan there. Lots to do. There you go. I figured a yes man emoji would be perfect because he keeps on sneaking onto the broadcast. I don't know how. WhateverTube gifted 5 more Oxhorn memberships. Thank you, WhateverTube. And congratulations to Robert Moneygold, Gregory Hook, Griffin Leetke, and Apex Cove, and Sunny Fusion Sunrise. All those brand new shiny Oxhorn members. I love it. Red says, hey, Oxhorn, hope all is well. Think I had a stroke over the weekend. What? But hey, the doctor said it's cool. You just get a pool. Breaststroke, forward stroke, backstroke. I mean, as long as you're doing that in a pool, it's okay. All right, for a minute there, I thought you were serious. Had to realize what day it was. Cheers. Matthew Bryan on Facebook says, tell that donut that the baby doesn't get any presents for being a spy. Is there a baby? What baby are you talking about? Oh, the phantom evil baby that you guys keep talking about? I don't know. John Merritt says, when I try to send you stars, there's a message saying that Oxhorn is not yet in the Facebook Gaming Level Up program. It says you need at least 100 followers to join the Level Up program and receive stars. I mean, you know, I've been in the Level Up program for years now, and I had way more than 100 followers. Did I lose all of my Facebook followers or something? I doubt that. 100 is a small number. I'll look it up, John. Thank you for the heads up. I'll try to figure that out. Toby Noble says Surgeon Simulator lore series, Ox. I don't know if I have the patience for that. I tried Surgeon Simulator, and yeah, I couldn't even get that rib cage open. I tried a hammer. I tried a drill. I tried everything. Rachel says non-existent ghost baby emoji. Groaning at bad dad jokes, Ox emoji. I mean, I've got a few ox emojis in there where I'm kind of making a pained expression because I've got a few pained expressions. Do I have a baby emoji lined up? I don't know. I mean, guess we'll have to get 60 more or 100 more subscribers or members to find out. Trevor Robb says, "Evening Ox, Merry Christmas / Happy Holidays to you and yours. Love the new emoji, but yes, man always creeped me out. Don't trust that guy, lol. Cheers." Yeah, me neither. I mean, in my first playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, I sided with Yes Man because I wanted an independent New Vegas. But the independent New Vegas that we got wasn't an independent New Vegas. It was the House New Vegas with Yes Man in place of House. So instead of putting a really smart, genius level human being in charge of Vegas, we put an artificial intelligence that has become self-aware. Because self-aware AIs have never been bad in the Fallout universe. A little creepy. And towards the end of the DLC, he starts to talking about upgrading his personality to become more assertive. If you side with him, he says, yeah, I'm going to go offline for a little bit. I'm going to upgrade my personality to become more assertive. What is the Mojave Wasteland going to look like with a more assertive yes man in charge of all of New Vegas? The entire Securitron army. Yeah, terrifying. Definitely reasons to be scared of the Yes Man ending. Robert gifted 5 Oxhorn memberships to the community. Thank you so much, Robert. Congratulations to Mr. Hoppy Bunny, George, Sui Sais, and there was one more. Hold on. 2 more. Matt Fitzgerald and Jason Wagner. Awesome. You guys are so generous to each other today. Thank you so much. And I guess Merry Christmas to everybody. Whatever Tube says, Ox, can you wear one of those helmets on the shelf? I could. I don't want to right now. Like, I've got them where I want them. They're nice and on display. I'd have to reach up there and bounce. They're kind of heavy because they're made of really heavy plastic. So I don't want to start reaching up there and trying them on. Vince M says, hey Ox, wishing you and your family a Merry Christmas. What are your thoughts on the Nuka Tour DLC? Personally, I'm not happy with it. The events are fun, but there doesn't seem to be much lore. Thanks. Well, thank you, Vince. And yeah, I completely recognize that. It's not a lore-heavy DLC. Overall, I was pleased with it, mainly because it wasn't pretending to be a lore-heavy DLC. We have to remember when Fallout 4 came out, they promised all of these DLCs, and when we finally got the DLCs, there were only 2 that were really story-driven. I mean, you could argue that the Mechanists one was story. The Automatron DLC had a story, and it did, but it was really short. You could argue that Vault-Tec Workshop had a story, and it did, but it was really short. And the rest were all settlement build kits, Contraptions Workshop and Wasteland Workshop, right? In a similar vein, I suppose we can't expect every update for Fallout 76 to be a big story-driven new lore update, right? And so I'm personally okay with what we got, mainly because the Nuka World on tour, it felt right. Like they covered it in a way that would be lore friendly. It would be one thing for them to just drop Nuka World in Appalachia as a place to just throw a bunch of events. That would piss me off because it wouldn't be lore friendly. There would be no purpose for it being there. We already know where Nuka World is, and it's in Boston. It's not in Appalachia. That would piss me off. But they didn't do that. They explained why there was a roving, traveling Nuka World on tour. And they went through all the lore about it. You know, it was because the doctor was really concerned with health and safety at the park. And to kind of silence him and get rid of him, Brad Burton himself kind of said, okay, well, I'm not going to fire you, but you're going to go on tour. And that's why we have Nuka World on tour. It was so Brad Burton could get away from, could get rid of the one guy who was, you know, chatting about health and safety. And if we read all of the lore that they did include, we get the context we need to understand why there is a tour and to follow their journey all the way from Boston to Appalachia. And, you know, that's all the lore we really needed. All the little games that they set up were fun. They were a great time. So I am looking forward to a more story-heavy, a more story-driven DLC and update to Fallout 76. But in the meantime, I did enjoy the Nuka World on Tour DLC. Rachel says, also, I demand more of the best game over the past few days. The lore, the character development, the meaningful choices. I demand more. I am bread. Yeah, well, wasn't that a wonderful game? I mean, the controls alone made it, well, quite an experience. I mean, how many times did I fail? I mean, first I fell to the ground. Then I got covered in ants. I couldn't climb up the side of the fridge. It was hard. It was a hard game. Greg Williams says, finished Fallout New Vegas and on to Fallout 3. The Republic of Dave would be much better ran than our country as is. And Merry Christmas. Thank you, Greg. Everyone loves the Republic of Dave. Though it's a bit of a totalitarian government, the Republic of Dave, really. It's sort of Dave's word against the world. So don't know if that would be better. Wade Speakerman says, I have a lighter recommendation for you. The Zippo Butane Insert. It fits in any Zippo lighter shell. It's affordable, and mine hasn't had any issues in over a year. Thank you. I have a couple of Zippo lighters that I really like, and I should probably get a butane insert for them. Gigantic, I guess, says YouTube broadcast has been muted all broadcast. YouTube broadcast has been muted all broadcast. Well, Gigantic, I don't know what you mean, but I appear to still be live on air on YouTube. To my viewers, anyway. I'm not sure if YouTube is promoting my show, but at least my subscribers are still able to find me. Logan with a super tip. Thank you very much, Logan. Matthew Ryan on Facebook says, all right, time for bed. Have a great stream. Thank you, Matthew. Good to see you today. Hope you have a good night's sleep. KT Beaverhausen says, if chickens are descendants of dinosaurs / raptors, doesn't that negate your dino nugget rant? Chickens are little dinosaurs. All nuggets are dino nuggets. Oh my God, I never even thought about it like that. I mean, yeah. If birds have descended from dinosaurs, I guess in a way I have been eating dinosaur when eating dino nuggets. I'm going to have to ponder this. Suddenly, my philosophy has become very complicated. You've given me much to think about. Thank you, KT Beaverhausen. Greg Williams says, an extra $5 if you can blow us a Christmas tree shape from your cigar smoke. Wait, here's $5 anyway for charity. Thank you, Greg. I am happy to help. All right, he wants a Christmas tree. One smoke ring, a broadcast, and here it is. It won't be a ring, it'll be a Christmas tree, but I aim to please. I hope you didn't blink, because if you did, you missed it. But for the briefest of moments, before your very eyes was a Christmas tree painted in nothing but smoke. I know, you can hardly believe it. I can hardly believe it too. It's one of those things where if somebody came up and said, hey, did you know this guy can blow smoke rings that look like trees and ships and stuff, I'd go, no way. That's crazy. But then, I mean, the evidence, it's undeniable. Once you see it, you are a believer, and that's what I do. I make believers out of people. And I hope you now believe. And I hope you got a screenshot as evidence, because if you missed it, well, I guess you're going to have to watch the replay. So there you go. Christmas tree. Cadillac says, you're looking great, Ox. Ready for some laughs after a long day. I believe in you that you won't get anyone else killed. Lol. Merry Christmas, y'all. Well, thank you, Cadillac. I hope to have as much faith in myself as you apparently have in me. I'll do my best not to get these people killed. There's only 2 of them left. Whatever Tube says, I second the Republic of Dave. Play on, sir. Thank you, Whatever Tube. The chat is really impressed by my smoke tree. I mean, of course. Why wouldn't you be? Yep, that was the tree, says Mr. Hoppy Bunny. I know. Wowee, says Mr. Hoppy Bunny. With ornaments, too, says Carol Ann. Yeah, I didn't even mean to do the ornaments. I did it by accident. That's how powerful this skill is. It almost has a mind of its own. But not entirely. I still take credit for it. Right? It's not autonomous. It still takes effort. Is there anything he can't do? Incredible, says Tilly. Well, I mean, you humble me, really. I don't want to become a braggart. I mean, nobody likes a braggart. But it is true. And no one else can do it just like me. Greg Williams says, best $5 they ever spent. Happy holidays. Thank you very much, Greg Williams. Sarah Reger says, what is the scariest game you ever played? I mean, the games that actually made me jump. Visage was pretty scary. Was there another game that really... Alien Isolation was scary. I enjoyed the world. I enjoyed the lore. And I tried really hard to avoid those aliens. And that was a scary game. Well done. Isaac says, when did you realize you could use your voice for work? Well, I mean, most of us use our voices for work. Very few of us work without using our voices. But I get what you're saying. Honestly, it was an accident, right? Like, I never thought that I could do voice acting or, sing or whatever. But I wanted to be creative. I thought I was going to be a writer when I was a kid. I thought I would be writing books and stuff like that, not, sitting in front of a camera. And I would come up with these skits when I was in high school, and I would write the skits, and then I'd want to turn them into movies. And I'd get all of my friends in high school to agree to be actors, but we would inevitably need another person. And so I'd have to get out from behind the camera and, be an actor. And I ended up doing okay. And then when I was in college, I wanted to make these little World of Warcraft videos, but I didn't have any of my high school friends left because they were off doing their own thing, and I was in college now, and there was no one to do the voice acting. And so I did the voice acting myself, and it ended up sounding okay. And it was from that I realized, oh, I might be all right at this. And it turned out that I was. I'm glad that I was. No Name says, you killed the poor asthmatic girl. I don't know if that can be forgiven. I did. And I killed the other one, even though I gave her the screwdriver. That one still makes me upset. That one was not clear. With the asthmatic girl, I can look back and go, okay, I understand why I made the wrong choice. But with the screwdriver girl, I don't understand how she died. She had the screwdriver, but I never found an opportunity to use it. The screwdriver could have saved her from the room with the moving wall that smashed her into paste. But even though she had the screwdriver, I never found an opportunity to use it, and so she just dies. I don't know what I did wrong there. Fanboy AR became a bronze ox. Thank you, Fanboy AR. Toby Noble says, is there another game franchise that you like as much as Fallout? Like, if you didn't get into Fallout, is there another game you'd do lore on and collect props from? No, not really. I mean, even back when I played World of Warcraft, I never was interested in the lore of World of Warcraft. It goes back to my distaste for most fantasy games and books. I think Tolkien did it right the first time, and everything after that is repetitive and redundant and derivative and I'm good with Tolkien. That's it. That got my fantasy. I don't need anything else. So I wasn't playing World of Warcraft for the story. I was playing for the friendships and the gameplay at the time, and that's why all of my movies that I made back in the day were comedies, and they were humorous and music videos. I didn't even focus on the lore. It's when I stumbled upon Fallout again after discovering it in 2008 and then moving on because I had work. When I discovered Fallout again, I just fell in love with the actual world. Here was a game that had a universe that I was fascinated about, and lore that I loved, and a story that I wanted to hear and read and tell in my own way, and that's why I started doing lore. And there has been no other franchise, I think, that's even come close. I enjoyed L.A. Noire, but I don't know if I would enjoy it as a franchise. I enjoyed their attention to detail in recreating downtown Los Angeles as it was in, the 1940s. I enjoyed their attention to detail when it came to recreating the costumes and the cars, and the film noir feel of that game was great, and the music was amazing. All of the bits and pieces that went into it made it a work of art, and that's why I appreciated it. In terms of the story, I liked the story, but I didn't like it as much as Fallout. And then the Obra Dinn, which is, it's an indie game, it was just so unique. I had never played a game like it before. I had never played a detective game like that had such a great setting and voice acting that was amazing, and the research that went into the languages and the types of people that would be found on a ship like that. And it was just so it was a thumbprint of a game that needed a spotlight on it. And I'm not suggesting that my channel was a good spotlight on it, but it captured my imagination, so I wanted to do a lore series on that game. But again, it's not a franchise. So yeah, I gotta say, Fallout is really the only franchise where every single game has fascinated me in some way. Thank you very much, Fanboy AR, becoming a Bronze Ox. Jessica McDonald says, not to sound mean or anything, but I fell asleep watching your lore video today. It was not boring. I was just sleepy from shoveling all the snow. All right, well, Jessica, I appreciate that. I'm glad I was able to help you get some sleep. Lady LaFay says, what about Red Dead Redemption, Ox? Yeah, okay, so there's a great one. I never played Red Dead Redemption 1, so that's... I would need to play it, and I don't do consoles, so I'm waiting for it to come to the PC if it ever will. But Red Dead Redemption 2 was one of the best games I ever played, both in recreating the world at that time, art direction, costumes, voice acting, language, just everything about it was just bam, 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 bam. They just nailed it all. And the story was so well told, and the music was amazing. It's like everything about the game was great. I'm not terribly into the Wild West stories. They're okay, right? I loved Red Dead for a myriad of reasons, and I enjoyed the story that it had. It was a beautiful story, but in terms of world building, the Wild West, it's not my favorite type of story. I think I really enjoyed the post-apocalyptic feel of Fallout because I really hadn't played anything like that. I watched Waterworld, and I enjoyed the post-apocalyptic ideas of Waterworld, but I didn't think it was, perfectly executed. And I liked Mad Max, but again, it was so bleak, and there was no beauty in Mad Max. Mad Max is just dark and violence and death and poverty and just ugly. So there's a lot of ugly. But in Fallout, there's all of that, but there is also a bit of beauty. And you can find civilizations trying to rebuild. You can find art in places where you would least expect it. The pre-war universe, of course, had its own beautiful art that stems from our own art from the 1950s. And so all of that coming together made it something that seemed, realistic in its own way, fantastic in its own way, beautiful in its own way, devastating in its own way. It just had the perfect mix of everything that I wanted in a good game. Mila says Mass Effect. I enjoyed playing Mass Effect, but I can't say that I'm in love with the universe. I struggled with the gameplay mechanics, especially at the beginning of each new game, because they changed so much from game to game. Really, the reason I liked Mass Effect was not because of the universe or the world building, but because of the characters and the story. They did a great job telling stories. They did a wonderful job creating characters and keeping those characters consistent from game to game and making them believable, and you wanted to get to know them and to have them in your party. But in terms of the actual story and plot, it was okay. But I wouldn't say that it was amazing. Whatever Tube says, Dagon Wolves, Days Gone. Play on, my good sir. Yeah, Days Gone was a lot of fun. Too many wolves, though. Way too many wolves. Jessica McDonald on Facebook says, does it somewhat scare you that our world is now slowly fading into the world of Fallout? I think that's a bit presumptuous. I definitely don't like the direction that our world has gone into the past several years. I think many of us would have complaints about lots of things that have happened recently. But I don't think our world is slowly becoming the Fallout world, right? There are echoes, of course. The strength of China, for one, I think is the most obvious one. Back in the 90s, when Fallout 1 was written, I mean, the writing was on the wall, but China was still really a less developed nation at that time. The fact that 20 years has gone by and China is now like a world power, as Fallout predicted, is really quite amazing. But I think that's where the similarities fade, really. I don't think... and perhaps I'm being naive, but I don't think our own universe is as ridiculously or blatantly... I don't think the capitalism in reality is reflected perfectly in the Fallout universe, right? I don't think the Fallout universe uber capitalism is what we experience in our day-to-day, right? That said, inflation is going up, but I don't think that it doesn't scare me. I don't think that we're ever going to get to a point where the world is going to have a assured mutual destruction scenario like what happened in the Fallout universe due to politics and capitalism. Luciano says, hey Ox, do you ever try Silent Hill? I played it once when I was a kid on the PlayStation 1, and I really enjoyed it. So if they ever remaster it, I'll probably play it on the program. Slammin' Smitty says, check out the horror game Madison. So I bought Madison, and I could play it. The thing is, it's one of those indie horror games built on Unity that has a bunch of puzzles that are completely opaque. It's one of those games where unless you've got a second monitor with a guide on how to get through the puzzles, you're going to spend countless hours driving yourself mad, running around the same hallways until you figure it out. Like, the puzzles aren't the kind of puzzles that you can typically figure out on your own. Maybe that's just me, because I didn't read any guides and I sat there for 40 minutes trying to figure out the first puzzle. Like, I got into the side room, and then there was the chair, and then they give you this camera you got to use, and I tried using the camera. Even though there was a camera icon, it said take a picture of this. I kept taking pictures and nothing would happen. Like, I was so confused because they don't give you a tutorial or explain how to play the game. They just drop you in the world and you find a couple of things and you're supposed to figure it out. And that's fine if you give the player enough contextual clues during the tutorial portion of the game to allow him to do that, but I don't think that Madison actually did that. So it frustrated me, right? And I could probably begin to appreciate it if I skipped all of the puzzles and just had a guide over here and had that walk through it so that we could experience it together. But you know what? I've played so many Unity survival horror games that they're beginning to all kind of feel the same, and Madison's just didn't really bring anything that I felt was unique enough. Now granted, I didn't give it a whole lot of time, so maybe I should revisit it, but it didn't overwhelm me. Padre says, what goes oh Santa walking backwards? Oh, it's oh, great. What's the Grinch's least favorite band? The Who. Why did the snowman call his dog Frost? Because Frost bites. Frost bites. Thank you, Padre. I so appreciate it when you come by to lighten the mood a bit. Greg says, okay, this is my wild card suggestion for Scotch and Smoke Rings. World of Horror. To be honest, might be a bit too much, but I had to suggest an indie gem. It is. Okay, World of Horror, let's see. A game that's too much for Scotch and Smoke Rings? I mean, we just watched a man get ground into pulp in a garbage grinder, and my last episode was demonetized because of it. That's right, I'm not making any money on my last episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings because it was too violent for YouTube. Thank you, A Devil Inside. Devil in me. But let's see, World of Horror, February 20th, 2020. Very positive reviews. It's a completely black and white pixelated game. Okay. Interesting premise here. I mean, the art definitely is horrific. All right. Don't know if something that that I would like to broadcast, but it's got me intrigued. Maybe. Caroline says, no way. Yes way. Yeah, I mean, the gruesome deaths from last week. The girl being smashed between a glass panel and a wall. I mean, they didn't even move the camera. Usually when something like that happens, they wait till right the last minute, and then they pan to a reaction shot from another character. They didn't do that. They just stayed on the character until she got smashed and blood went everywhere. They let that drip for a while. Then they panned to the reaction shot. So they didn't pull any punches. It was really just gruesome. Ugh. Whatever Tube says, still going to recommend Stalker series. It's heavy Russian Chernobyl stuff. But Metro series was similar. Play on Sir, Enclave in Space, blah, blah, blah. I've tried playing Stalker, and it was okay. I hear there's a new Stalker game coming out, and perhaps I'll revisit the series when it does. But I tried playing the first Stalker, and yeah, it didn't resonate with me. Wow, has it already almost been an hour? You guys get me talking, and time flies. All right, about 2 more minutes, and then we dive into the game. Tony J says, Oxhorn, what is your... Okay, so this is going to have spoilers for Fallout 4. If you've been following along with my series on Fallout 4, then you already know. But if you haven't, then bear in mind this is going to have spoilers. What is your opinion on the plot hole of Sean endangering their surviving parent in Fallout 4 by leaving them to fend for themselves and the synths shooting them on sight? Well, Sean addresses this in the game. When you meet him on the rooftop of the ruins of CIT, you can actually have this conversation because he admits that he's the one who released you from the pod. And he says, well, I just wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. And is it unrealistic? Is it unlikely? Maybe. But I also think that Sean is a bit of a, I hate to throw around words like sociopath. People do that way too much. But he really saw his own father or mother as a scientific experiment. He was curious, not necessarily because he yearned for love from a parent he never knew, but he was curious from a scientific perspective just to see what would happen. To see if the father he never knew or the mother he never knew had many of the same character attributes and strength that he himself had. After all, he was kidnapped and born and raised in the Institute, and yet he was so capable, that he absorbed all of the science around him, and eventually, through a lot of hard work and sacrifice — he constantly says sacrifice — he became director of the Institute. So that takes a lot of, grit and determination to be able to do that. He probably wondered, did I inherit that from my parents, or was that just unique in me? That was probably part of his experiment. So whether or not the parent died was inconsequential. If you get out of the vault and you get killed by a synth right away, well, that was just part of the experiment. He wasn't attached or tied to his parent. He even says so when we first meet him. You can say that it's really heartless for him to talk about his dead mother or his dead father, whichever parent got killed by Kellogg, as an accident or something like that. How can you say that? You can say to him. And he's like, well, I'm unfamiliar with the emotion love. I've never known love in the Institute. Which is true. He was never raised by parents. He was raised by a corporation, essentially, by a scientific community. He never knew love. So we've got this guy who's now a 60-year-old man who he's not trying to release his parents because he loves them. He's releasing them because he wants to see if they'll survive. And having more dangers out there is only going to make the experiment a little bit more interesting. That said, I don't think it's a plot hole that the synths shot him on sight, because the synths shot everyone on sight. And it would be really weird if he's released from the vault and the synths shoot everyone on sight, because the surface dwellers need to die out and the synths underground are humanity 2.0, mankind redefined. They shoot everybody except this one pre-war vault dweller. People are going to start asking why. Why is this one person not shot on sight by the Institute? Could that be exploited by this person to gain access to the Institute? So I think there are plenty of reasons for Sean to have done what he did. I don't think they're good reasons. I don't think they're a plot hole. It just makes him, well, a bit of a sociopath, really. Okay, a few more, then we're going to dive right into the game. What? Did I miss? Okay. Jim G says, sorry to all. My crappy Spectrum internet had no sound on your stream. All is well. Drink 'em if you got 'em. Play on, sir. Thank you, Jim G. Glad the sound is working for you, my friend. George says, have you looked at the game High on Life? And thanks for the gifted sub. Well, don't thank me. Thanks to the community for gifting all of those amazing subs earlier in the program. I have heard of High on Life, and it's been recommended to me. Maybe I'll check it out. Is that the new one that was just released? Yeah, the one that's supposed to be like Rick and Morty. It looked interesting. Inspired by Rick and Morty or something like that. Toxic Sean says, hello, Oxhorn and chat. Hope you guys are doing well. Been a day and a half. Tired as all buggery. Just looking forward to unwinding after work and replay. Thank you very much, Toxic Sean. Glad you made it. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting into the Fallout lore. Remy said Kellogg looked maybe 50, but he'd be in his 80s or 90s if he was 60 years older. Yeah, you should definitely watch my lore series, because the game actually explains all of that. He looks the same as he did when he got you out of the vault, because he had cybernetic implants placed in him by the Institute that greatly prolonged his life. It had been 60 years between the point where Sean was taken from Vault 111 and the sole survivor was released, and Kellogg had barely aged at all. And they explain why he had cybernetic implants that greatly extended his life. If you go to the Institute, it's explained in great detail, from holotapes that you find in an abandoned area that's under construction in the basement, and also on a bunch of terminals throughout the Institute. Apparently, many of the other Institute scientists were really jealous of Kellogg and the fact that he could cheat death. All right, it's time for the game. Let's turn off lights and get it going. Okay, where was I? The Devil in Me. Dion says, "Hi Ox, I feel bad when you can't pronounce my name, so thought I'd help. Phonetically, it's a Dion. So it's not Dion Garrod, it's Dion Garrod. Okay, sorry about that, Dion. Gifted my husband Scotch and cigars for tonight and future Thursdays for Christmas. He has been looking forward to them all day. That sounds amazing. Good for you. So glad he's able to enjoy those. And sorry for mispronouncing your name, Dion. I shall get it right from now on." Toxic Sean says, "Shout out to Survivor from the Old Era. Donations, wow." I know. Survivor from the Old Era has been the MVP of my charity live streams, donating an enormous amount of money. Thank you so much, Survivor. And of course, everybody who's been donating to the charity. I'm going to be live again tomorrow morning for Charity Day number 4. Okay. Continue. Okay, when we last left off, we found a house over there that we need to get into, and then this cabin. And I believe we just found a key to the cabin on the ground right there, and there's a body hanging out of it.
Jesus! Oh. Oh.
Secret found. The dead body of a man found inside a shed. His right hand has been severed. He appears to have died bleeding from his injury. The dead man was Francis Morello. His photo is on his driver's license. This is the driver's license we found outside. Okay, so there was a shed over there that we had to get into. Let's try that right now. Shimmy. Shimmy, shimmy. Right, where was it? I think it was over here. Yeah, there it is. Now let's finish exploring these woods. Gotta get those coins, even though I have no idea what we spend them on. Okay, well the key we had is probably gonna work for that door. But no, we lost it. We used the key on the shack. So we need to find another way inside. Oh, it's open. Ah. Is that the dog that attacked the guy earlier? Oh, God. She's trying to save the dog. Okay. Are we about to watch a dog get killed?
Easy, boy.
I mean, is that a pit bull? Just, come on. Oh, did you see him peeking? That was the curator. Am I going to kill the dog? I'm not going to kill the dog. I'm not killing the dog. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Really? Tomato soup? He missed! He missed and he hit tomato soup! Of course he did. Alright. Quick time events. For crying out loud. Tomato freaking soup. Uh-oh. Laser tripwire.
Let's get that light on.
Hey, another coin. That puts me at 105. Locked. Mark from Sales says, love the new emojis. Thank you, Mark from Sales. No Name says, not only do you get the girl with asthma killed, you ruin perfectly good tomato soup. You're a monster. Oh, no. I could have given tomato soup to the girl with asthma if only I weren't so careless. Evidence. Address, Chicago PD, evidence 1612 West State Street, case number blah, 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 evidence number 21. Recovery date, July 4th, 1998.
At 0600 hours, I, Officer Frank Hooper, discovered that one or multiple individuals had gained unauthorized access to the evidence room at 1612 West State Street. Among the missing items were assets recovered from the apartment of former FBI agent Hector Monday, including books, clothes, notes, surgical tools, and dental equipment. We are currently running with the theory that this was the direct result of souvenir hunters looking for a piece of memorabilia from the case. End of report.
Hector Wayland Mundy, Leonard Kemp, Brandon Day, Benjamin Pietzel, Cole Rogers, William Baldwin, Charles Leacock, Howard Segrand, Ned Yoke, Benton T. Lyman, Richard Belknap, Grantham Dumet. Are these aliases? Are these all aliases that he's had? Grantham Dumet, artist. A different profession each time. Achievement unlocked, man of many interests.
Mr. Dumet, I want my team dead. I'll get them to you this weekend. Just do it.
I can't believe it.
I'm certainly grateful to you, Mr. Dumet. I want my team dead. I'll get them that this weekend. Let's do it.
Huh. It's a fake.
Yep.
Just a clever edit. That's not how Charlie speaks.
All right, so he was trying to frame Charlie.
Hector Wayland Monday.
Secret found a framed degree certificate. Hector Monday has a degree in psychology. Silver Spring University of Science and Medicine. This is to certify that Hector Wayland Monday has been awarded the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology. 22nd of May, 1988. Guess we're going up. Locked. Ah. Boathouse key. We got it. Mark checked the ferry dock but found the controls had been disabled. Mark found some boat keys. Wade Speakerman says Belknap is a name tied to H.H. Holmes. One of only 2 women to survive marriage with H.H. Holmes was Myrna Z. Belknap. Ah. Thank you for that one, Wade. TSW555 says, hey, Ox, Kaisha got me the Democracy is Non-Negotiable t-shirt for my birthday. I absolutely love it, and it's a great addition to my Ox t-shirt collection. Thank you, TSW, and to Kaisha. That's amazing. Glad the shirt is working out for you. Hope
Looks
it's a
like
good
there
fit.
may be another boat on the island.
Mark and Jennifer Edwards. God, this is a big house.
Ah! Son of a bitch! Give me a dog any day.
Well, that's a good thing we didn't kill the other one. Wait, didn't a dog just attack him earlier? July 7th, 1965. Clarence, I thought I should write you with the news as you haven't been to see me in 6 months. You have a son. I gave birth a few weeks ago. I need you back here. I can't do this alone. My parents are helping out, but they're both. A letter sent to Hector Monday's father, which was returned. Hector never knew his father. Lucinda raised Hector as a single parent. My parents are helping out, but they're both very old now. Come home, Clarence, please. L. Monday. Oh, great. What's under the sheet? Hope it's not another mannequin. This is a long staircase. Well, we are climbing the lighthouse, so I suppose that makes sense. Ryder Wheeler says, evening, Ox. Just got off work and on the way home. Might even have me a good Doc Ock after getting out of the cold. Good evening, Ryder Wheeler. Glad you're off your shift. I'm glad you're joining us today. Before I push any buttons...
No way.
Oh, God. Oh, well, yeah, okay. That's all there is.
Come on.
Turn on the lighthouse power, up the lighthouse controls. Well, we're gonna have to go down then. Do I have to walk all the way down that staircase again? Shimmy.
Don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down. Tampering with the seal is a federal offense.
Oh no! We just gotta push it all the way down, right? Turn on the lighthouse. Okay. Guess we're going back to Shimmy.
Ow!
Achievement unlocked. Park.
Fuck yes! Woo!
Why? He's gonna notice that. He's gonna know where you are now.
Hey! Up here! Kate! Hey!
Oh. Oh. Can we even save his life? Is he gonna be dead when we get in there?
Oh. There you are. I wasn't expecting. Are you early for a change?
What? El Rondorio says, yes, man. Sweet. I know. It's about time we had an emoji for yes, man. All right, so we got moldy food in the sink. Disgusting. What was that voice? Recovered January 28th. Secret found, a letter from a cemetery caretaker. Oh no. Lucinda Mundy's grave had been disturbed. Oh God. Is this a guy with mommy issues? Oh no. St. Paul's Cemetery, Church Road, Silver Springs, MD, blah, 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 January 30th, 1998. Dear Mr. Mundy, I'm writing to inform you of an issue with plot, blah, blah, blah. As the right of interment is in your name, it is my duty to inform you of a recent incident at burial plot, blah, blah, blah. A patch of soil has been disturbed and the headstone was moved from its base. I understand that this is the grave of your late mother, Lucinda Mundy. Therefore, I appreciate that this news may be distressing. Unfortunately, on rare occasions, local wildlife can cause disturbances, and we suspect that this is the case in this incident. As a matter of public safety, it is our duty to ensure maintenance of our plots is of a very high standard, and we have swiftly corrected the disturbance. There has been no permanent damage. Sincerely, Jeffrey Gray, Chief Caretaker. Oh, this is going from bad to worse. We just heard a voice in the next room. You're home early. Oh, God. Ah! Well, there's her corpse. Hello, Mommy. Oh, not fun. No. He made a robot animatronic of his dead mother. Of course he did. That's what he does. The boy who loved.
You're a selfish monster. Always have been.
Hey,
Scary stories.
who are you?
Really? Is she really talking to this obvious corpse? The Boy Who Loved Scary Stories by Helen Blake. Did she really just say, "Who are you?" The lonely boy loved reading scary stories. Wow. He read scary stories all day and all night. Oh, wow. He lived his wow. The print in this book is awful. It says aunt, but that's crossed out, and he's written mother. He lived with his mother, but she was very strict. Stop reading that book. The boy was sick of being told what to do. It's not fair. The book gave him an idea. Revenge. The boy sneaked through the house. Hee hee. What? Children's book. A children's book about a child scaring his strict aunt. It appears Dumet was inspired by the book to wear a mask. Dumet decided to integrate a mask into his persona. He jumped and shouted and frightened his mother. Rag! Ah! Even though it says boo at the top, he must have said boo and rag. He loved scary stories. Ha 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 ha!
Always right to your favorite page. Predictable little shit. I know you.
Okay, Mom. Just gonna leave you alone now. Moving on. Okay. Upstairs we go then. Okay, that's exit scene. Let's see if we can open this door. Nope, that's locked. Okay.
Mark? Please tell me you can hear me. What? What?
What do you think?
Mark? Mark, can you hear me?
Help Mark. Whoops! Oh no, chloroform! Chloroform doesn't work that fast. Whoopsie. Mark! Unknown location.
No. Let me out! Let me out of here, you son of a bitch!
Ah!
What did you do to her? Kate!
Oh, dear God. Hydrochloric. Oh, no. Oh, this is going to be awful.
Oh no. Oh, what's going on? Please, please, please don't stop!
Get away from her!
Well,
My name is Joseph Morello.
What is this?
I'm a true crime author. If you're hearing this, then yesterday we met and I led you to believe I was Grantham Dumet. I had no choice in the matter. I was asked to do this by the actual Dumet. And now, he needs you to do the same thing and make a call. The number is on speed dial. Whoever answers, you need to tell them that you are Dumet. There's a script in front of you. Use it. Then get them to the island.
Wait. What?
Mark,
Just
do
like
something!
I did to you. Ferry them over. Get them into the house. I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this, but it was the only way you'd give me back my daughter. I needed... I had to get her back. I'm so sorry. Just make the call. Or don't. Maybe you're stronger than I am. But whoever he has that you care about, they don't have much time.
It's just us.
What?
We're the only ones who made it. Everyone else is dead, Mark.
You goddamn psycho! Ah! Just let us go! We won't say shit! Ah! Ah! Ah!
oh, no. Oh, my God.
Don't do it. Mark, do not.
Kate.
We don't know who these people are, but he's going to kill them, and we can save them. Let me die. Just...
Ant444 says you should go back and pick the other choices for the good endings. I mean, that would be a lot of work. We'd have to go through the entire game again, and... Like, I didn't have any choices with these two characters. I think I'm kind of stuck with the ending I'm going to get now. No Name says, you say that as if you have chloroformed people before. Are you not telling us something? No, but I've read about chloroform. I don't have to know that chloroform doesn't act that quickly to... I don't have to be like a serial killer to know that chloroform doesn't act that quickly. I am a knowledgeable man. I have read things. Okay. Well, I think we're at the end of the game, guys. So what do? Do we make the phone call? Or do we not? Where are the bodies, Ox? Well, one got chopped up, the other got smashed, and I don't know what happened to Asthma Girl. Okay, I'm leaning towards not making the call. I might not have been able to save this party, But I can at least make sure that no one else is kidnapped and killed. Because this guy doesn't seem to be the kind of guy who is willing to put himself out there, so to speak. He doesn't want to talk. He doesn't want to send messages or anything like that, so... But wait a minute. He said that his name was Monday. But I thought the killer himself was Monday.
It's okay.
Desperate, I'll make the call. Defiant, I won't do it. Defiant.
I can't. I won't do it.
I'm with you, Mark. I'm with you. You were always the one, Mark. I knew it. Even if I fought against it. I always loved you.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Desperate, I'll make the call. Hostile. Hostile.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Is it possible to get everybody killed? Ah! Oh my God! How did I get them all killed? Well, there we go. He's shaking his head. The curator, he's so disappointed in me.
Oh, you're here. All good things must come to an end, but how good was the end for our crew? Let's not mince words. Everyone, but everyone, is dead. The only one who made it off the island alive was the dog.
Yay?
So, rest in peace. Kate. It's a final close-up and cut. It's a wrap. Mark. Loyal to the final frame. There's some studio space going spare in Brooklyn, if anyone's interested. Charlie. I'm afraid it looks like Series 2 isn't going to be commissioned after all. Erin. The new girl surprised everyone with her courage, but now she's gone to the great audio suite in the sky. And Jamie. The plug's been pulled and the lights are out. I don't think rewiring the fuse is going to help this time around. I'll tackle the paperwork in the morning. Can you find your own way out? It was, as always, enlightening. I have no doubt we'll meet again in the future. Farewell.
Right. He was so disappointed that he's like, all right, I'm heading home. You can find your own way home.
Earlier this evening, police have confirmed a case of 5 missing persons who appear to all be members of a film crew, Lonnet Entertainment, the team behind the Architects of Murder docuseries.
Fuck, man.
CCTV
I like that
footage
show.
can confirm that the crew were last seen loading into a limousine, which has been tracked to this shoreline. At 5 a.m., a police officer was called out to the area after reports of a sighting of flashes from the lighthouse situated on the island across the water. His whereabouts are still unknown. We will keep you updated on any significant developments in what police are describing as a fast-moving situation amid growing concern for the safety of the crew and the attending officer.
Holy shit. Remember how my video went viral?
How could we forget? You bring it up every chance you get.
Just listen to this. I got enough views to win a competition.
What did you win?
An all-expense paid trip to an island resort for 5.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah, Mr. Dumet says they're gonna send a limo and everything.
What?
This is gonna be so much fun.
But we didn't make the call! Lame! We didn't make the call. We're gonna save people's lives and ended up not working. Hello?
Oh, death. Oh, death.
Oh, yeah.
Won't you spare me over to another year? Oh, what is this I cannot see with icy hands taking hold of me? Oh, death and death, none can excel. I open the doors to heaven and hell. Yes, I have come to get your soul and leave your body and leave it cold.
That was horrible, Ox, says Samuel de Leon. I mean, you're not wrong. This is the first time I've killed them all. I mean, there was one where I killed 3, I think. But most of them, I at least saved the majority of the troop. This is the first time I killed them all. I don't know what I did wrong at the end. What could I have done differently? Not gone to the body of Mark on the floor and instead gone to the closet? But that would have just put my back to him. Alan L. says you could have made it to the boat. How? I found the keys to the boat, but by that point, how could I have made it to the boat? Like, what did I do wrong? Alan L. says, try again. I'm not doing it again. No. I don't even know what I could do differently. That's the thing. I'll probably make the exact same choices. Alan L. says, investigate the door. Yeah. That's really the only choice I had between the end of last stream and now that could have altered the outcome. I was forced into practically every choice on the Lighthouse with Mark. The only choice I had was to investigate Mark on the ground with the door. Could investigating the door really have changed the outcome that dramatically? Timberjack says hydrochloric acid to the sinuses. New cold meds? Well, you know what? It definitely cleared them, right? That's for sure. It cleared whatever was blocking the sinuses. So maybe it's effective. I don't know. Jake Wood says we never got the boat exploding premonition. Yeah, there are a number of premonitions we never got. We never got that one. We never got the meat hook in the chest. And probably because just the characters died so soon, we never got to that point. Oh, Death performed by Signature Quartet. I mean, this is a great way to end. The classic song as a barbershop quartet.
Won't you spare me over to another year?
Okay, let's see if there's anything after the credits. Skip to the end. Yes, please.
This is Commander Stafford, the forward reconnaissance vessel Cassiopeia. After successfully rendezvousing with a Charybdis marker, we have detached the booster ring and spurred to high as we make our final approach to Tau Ceti F. The ship has suffered a hull impact, but damage is minimal, and our technicians are restoring full functionality.
This is Thomas Carter. Something's wrong with Sims. She's trying to kill me. I think...
Our next transmission will be broadcast from orbit around humanity's future home. Stafford out.
Directive 8020. Wow, so that's the next one. Season 2 premiere. Gotta say, that looks pretty great. Achievement unlocked, unhappy ending. Oh, jeez. All right, is it going to take us to the title screen? And there it is. Man, he seems so disappointed in me. Okay, well, you know what? There we go. That's the end of the game. Tell you what I want to do. I want to switch gears. To do that, I'm going to need your help. We're at 2 hours, which means I've got about 2 hours left in the broadcast. I want to play Callisto Protocol, but that's a completely different game from this one. So I need to end this broadcast and start up a new broadcast with a new thumbnail and new metadata. So this is going to go black. It's going to go dark. I'm going to go offline. Go ahead and go back to my channel and just wait for me a little bit. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to be live again with Callisto Protocol, and we'll finish off the last 2 hours of the broadcast with Callisto Protocol. All right? Hang tight, everyone. I am not ending the broadcast. I'm just ending this part of the broadcast, and I will be live back on YouTube and Facebook in just a minute. All right? See you all soon.